Nutmeg sounds simple, but it's an ambitious skill that only the most technical players tend to attempt. Known for being both visually impressive and highly effective in terms of beating an opposition player, it's a move that's been showcased on the world stage by a wide range of incredible attacking players, including Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Neymar, Luis Suarez, and Lionel Messi. Not only is the nutmeg a famous move in elite-level soccer, but it's also a super popular street football trick. Punna, a street football game that originated in the Netherlands and has been embraced all over the world, including by EA Sports' FIFA Street video game, has the nutmeg soccer skill at the center of its format. The origination of the word has long been debated. The most popular theory being that it was a slang for the male private anatomy, a concept put forward by Countdown star Susie Dent, of Dictionary Corner. It is believed to have come into practice when nutmeg took place between America and England in the 18th century. Since nutmeg was a valuable commodity then, exporters used to mix wooden replicas into the sacks that were being shipped across the Atlantic, and nutmeg soon came to imply stupidity on the part of the outwit victim and smartness on the part of the trickster. It later caught on in football, where it meant that the player through whose legs the ball had been played had been tricked, or nutmegged. In Spanish, the skill is known as cano or túnel. What's up, soccer fans? In this video, we're going to take a look at the craziest nutmegs humiliation in soccer. Before we get in, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so when we upload any video you will get a notification. A technique that can get people off their seats and humiliate opponents all in one impressive movement, the nutmeg soccer skill is up there with the most exciting tricks in the game. Nutmegs are a humiliating experience for any soccer player. It's when one player kicks or passes the ball through the opponent's legs, leaving them completely embarrassed on the field. These nutmegs are not only impressive but also showcase the skills and talent of the player who executes them. A nutmeg in football is described as the many different ways in which a player puts the ball between an opponent's legs. We have the top 5 specialists in this skill. This is an ability that isn't that well received by all the cultures in the world of football. It is more familiar in South America than in Europe. However, European football knows this practice for decades since the sport was created in the early 1900s. A skill that is more common among players who love dribbling, the nutmeg has been depicted in football history by some of the best players who ever lived. Not all the ballers can do this trick, the shorter ones are more used to doing it, but many players performed it quite well. So, without further ado, let's dive into some of the craziest nutmegs in soccer history. Number 1, George Best. The new generation doesn't know much about Northern Irishman George Best. The ones who had the pleasure of reading about him and study are fortunate. As part of that historic Manchester United squad from the 60s, Best was the most talented baller in the world during that period. Pelé was considered the best back then, but Best was the low-key conjurer who always left the fans with a yummy aftertaste. In regards to nutmegs, the fans in English football from that era will tell you that Georgie was the absolute best. Johan Cruyff himself during a Northern Ireland vs Netherlands match. Sadly, there is no video of the moment, but there are plenty of stories that describe it. Number 2, Xavi vs Guardado. Barca's 5-1 defeat of Valencia in 2012-13 came with this spectacular nutmeg coming from a backheel flick on the turn by Xavi Hernandez to totally flummox Andrés Guardado. Number 3, Dani Alves. At the El Clasico in October 2013, where Barcelona defeated the Los Blancos side 2-1, we witnessed an amazing set of skills displayed by the Brazilian defender Dani Alves. The Brazilian raced down the right flank, being stalked all the way by the backtracking Ronaldo. As the Real Madrid star got goal-sided and blocked him off, Alves looked out of options and retreated slightly as if to lay the ball off. But that was not his intention. He rolled his leg over the ball, waking the inner Samba inside him as he saw Cristiano off with a remarkable nutmeg through his legs. The Portuguese was shocked by the nerves of the Brazilian. Ronaldo, who had struggled to keep up with the pace of the rampant fullback, was fortunate when Alves shoved in the ball by smashing it to the shins of goalkeeper Diego Lopez. Number 4, Lionel Messi. The most recent nutmeg specialist is also from Argentina. This skill is very common in this South American country. Messi is often revered as a genius for the things he does on the pitch every 3 days. Messi is known for his incredible dribbling skills, and this nutmeg is no exception. However, the fans get especially excited when he performs a nutmeg or two. He's already done some damage against opponents this season, but he does it too many times to keep count. We will never forget Pep Guardiola from the stands at a Barcelona vs Manchester City Champions League match. His reaction describes what we all feel when Leo does a nutmeg. Number 5. Luis Suarez nutmegs David Luiz twice. People watching the Champions League first leg semi-final clash of 2014-15 between Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain witnessed something extraordinary. After Neymar had put the Spanish side ahead, Suarez struck his first goal of the game, gliding the ball between Luiz's legs at pace, leaving the defender clueless, after holding off a challenge from Maxwell. Suarez calmly cut inside ex-Chelsea player David Luiz on his way to put Barca 2-0 up before replicating the trick for a second time on the night. The third Barcelona goal was even better when Suarez managed to nutmeg Luiz before striding on and planting a shot into the top left corner of the keeper. The former Liverpool frontman said to BBC, "A striker is always looking for goals and the two moves came off for me. I had to nutmeg Luiz twice because there was nothing else I could do." Suarez had scored 31 goals in 33 Premier League appearances for the Merseyside club. Number 6. Ronaldinho. Our fourth nutmeg is by Ronaldinho. The Brazilian star was the top player in the world during the early 2000s. One of his favorite moves was the nutmeg. He performed it in many different variations, and he was always the smartest man on the pitch. During his prime at FC Barcelona, no player could be considered as talented as he was. And we even dare say that he is arguably the most talented who ever lived. It's sad his prime only lasted for 3 years. We don't even want to imagine the type of world we would experience if Ronaldinho played at his best throughout his whole career. Ronaldinho is a legend in the world of soccer, and this nutmeg is one of the many reasons why. During a game against Chelsea in 2005, Ronaldinho executed a stunning nutmeg on defender William Gallas before scoring a beautiful goal. It was a moment of pure magic that left everyone in awe. Number 7. Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard. During a game against Arsenal in 2017, Hazard executed a nutmeg on Francis Coquelin that left the Arsenal midfielder completely humiliated. It was a classic piece of skill from Hazard, who is known for his incredible dribbling abilities. Number 8. Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo is one of the greatest soccer players ever, and this nutmeg is one of his most memorable moments. During a game against Manchester United in 2008, Ronaldo executed a stunning nutmeg on Patrice Evra before scoring a fantastic goal. It was a moment of pure genius that showcased Ronaldo's incredible talent. And there you have it, folks, some of the craziest nutmegs in soccer history. These nutmegs are not only impressive but also humiliating for the defender on the receiving end. These players are masters of their craft and have the skills to execute these incredible pieces of skill. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing soccer content.